Inductee to the Rhode Radio Hall of Fame is Bill Corsair.
Rhode Island native Bill Corsair has multiple Rhode Island radio station credits, including the top-rated midday show on WICE. Bill is one of the original good guys on the mighty 1290. He's a 20-year Guinness Book of World Record holder for most attempted calls to a radio talk show. Philadelphia's Humanitarian of the Year in 1976. Winner of the Screen Actors Guild Award for his performance as the 1930s newsreel announcer in the feature film Chicago. The voice of Hasbro's talking G.I. Joe. And a real veteran of the Vietnam War. Recipient of the Bronze Star with Oak Leaf Cluster and the Combat Air Medal, among other decorations. Welcome home, Bill Corsair.
The Bill Corsair Show on All-Star Radio in Providence. WICE.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, once again, Bill Corsair.
To answer the musical question, what the heck happens to old disc jockeys? We go on to set new records.
In 1967, I created, engineered, and voiced the original talking G.I. Joe. 2 years later, I was G.I. Joe, flying with the 1st Cavalry in Vietnam.
Turn me around so I can shoot. Okay. He was hit toward the tail line there. We got 2 up, I think. It was about 4 up back there. Anybody hit? I think I might be hitting the leg.
Sounds from the world of a new breed of horsemen in today's cavalry, the helicopter pilot. This is Sergeant W. Corsair, Rhode, speaking today.
In 1983, after over 20 years in radio and television, including 4 Rhode Island radio stations and broadcasting in 5 other states, my wife Janice and I moved to Manhattan to pursue our present careers as voiceover talent and all areas of acting.
Good evening.
Every night, more than 10 million people come together to watch NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw.
I think you guys gotta get up pretty early to impress a classy lady like you.
Oh, Ralph, you're such a charmer.
I have my moments. CBS This Morning. Breakfast for your head. In 2003, I won a Screen Actors Guild Award for my performance as the newsreel announcer in the Academy Award-winning film Chicago.
Move over, alcohol. The Windy City has taken on new criminal to its heart. The name on everybody's lips is Roxy Hart, the sweetest little lady ever accused of murder in Chicago. Wouldn't want to look like her.
Not bad, huh?
That's about it for me, I think.
No, who has it? Been good spending some time with you again. Have yourself a good life.
Pretty good job there, Bill. You don't want a CD of that one. Our newest Rhode Island Radio Hall of Fame inductee of the class of 2013, Bill Corsair.
So, it's my first night on WICE. I'm doing the all-night show. I'm all alone in the building, and all of a sudden the back doors slam open, and I hear something that sounds like a motor. I look out the window, and just as I do, King Arthur Knight comes flying by on a motorcycle. Bob, our sales manager, opens the front doors, and Art flies out at full speed. Doors close, and I'm alone again. The next night, I'm doing 9 to midnight. Gets to be around 12, I hit the last record. The door to the studio opens, and a guy in a full railroad conductor's outfit, carrying a lit lantern, walks into the studio, puts the lantern on the console, opens the mic, and hollers, "I'm Jack, and the flame burns at midnight." So I meet King Arthur Knight in the hallway a couple of days later. I said, tell me something. Why didn't you hire me when I auditioned for this job a couple of months ago? And Motorcycle Art says, well, to tell you the truth, Bill, I thought you were a little strange. Welcome to my life. I'd like to take a moment to thank Debbie Rich, one of the people that helps make this organization work. I first met her when she was a teenager with a crush on the sports announcer on WICE. She was also working part-time at her mom and dad's bakery. Janice and I used to stop by all too often and fill a box with the highest calorie, best tasting pastry in New England. I understand Mrs. Butler is here tonight. Are you?
Yeah, she's here. Back
Well, look at this. Are you proud of what you created? I could have been somebody. I could have been a contender. Instead, I got to play the fat Irish guy in every film I've ever done. Also, a warm place in my heart for WKFD's Steve Chaffee. Steve not only annoyed the hell out of the committee by submitting my name for 3 consecutive years, but he also has a warm place in my heart because he was with me the first time that I saw my wife. I was doing a remote broadcast in Narragansett on the boardwalk, and this 14-year-old girl in a bathing suit whips out a water pistol and starts shooting Steve right in the mouth as he tries to do a live commercial. He actually handled that one pretty good. But the water dripping down his chin went onto the page, and the ink disappeared, and that's when Steve Chaffee learned how to ad-lib. I was home from Vietnam for a year when I got the single-figure salute that we all received when we came home. The 2 Rhode Island broadcasters who stepped forward and tried to help me find another job were Sherm Strickhauser and Charlie Jeffers. Sherm was already an icon in the broadcast business, and Charlie was riding high. He was doing a record show on WINS in New York. I had an opportunity to thank Sherm in person, but I never had a chance to say thank you to Charlie. So tonight, I'd like to say thank you very much, Mr. Jeffers. Like I've always said, nothing says class like Charlie Jeffers. If there's a prize tonight for the guy who traveled the farthest to be here, it would have to be my old buddy from WLOB-FM, Vin DeBona. Vin is a giant producer in Hollywood, California now of films and television, but he's not so big that he forgot an old friend. Not so big that he doesn't remember where he came from. I'm sure we all wish Vin continued success. I have family here tonight who are friends, and friends who have become family. But I'd be remiss if I didn't mention my mom, because everything I ever was, am, or will be that amounts to anything I owe to her, and the life of joyful sacrifice that she gave me as an example and a path to walk on. I'm in some pretty good company tonight. Fred Grady. I worked with him at WPAW, and from the first day, he treated me as an equal. When he had to know I was such a long way from being that. Buddy I've been in correspondence with since he was in office. I will say this. Buddy is the only Rhode Islander that gets more airtime on New York television than I do. Knock it off, buddy. Thanks for making me look silly. Well, I've received a few awards and whatnot, more than I had a right to expect over the years. But before I go, I do want to thank the water pistol shooter who I met years later on Angel Street, Christmas night in Providence. We were in separate cars, and I was on my way to do the all-night show on WICE, and I said, if you call me, I'll play you a record. 11 months later, we eloped, and she has been my producer, my writer, my television co-host, and my life partner. There is nobody in the world that I would rather travel through the hills and valleys of this blessed life with than Janice Resnick from 61 Loudon Street, Oak Hill Platte, Kentucky, Rhode Island. As I said, I've received a lot of awards and whatnot that more than I should expect, and yet I did. But I'll tell you this one tonight will not go in the scrapbook. This one goes directly to my heart. I'll carry it forever. And it's good to be home. Thank you.